Today marks 6 months, I understand, since Abigail was freed. How is she doing today?
She's a beautiful 4-year-old. She turned 4 in captivity in Gaza, and she is thankfully healthy and playing with her friends and dancing, and we were giving her all the love. She has a beautiful family, even though when she returned from Gaza, she did not have her parents, as you said, and she could not go back to her home because it was destroyed. But she gets lots of love, and um, that's all I can say. We are just, it's a blessing every day and a miracle when we think about where she could be and that she is home with family.
It is a miracle, and I'm so glad she is home with family, that she is safe. How does she process what happened on October 7th? Does she ever talk about that time?
Well, first, she's 4 years old, so we're very thoughtful about that she needs to have a normal life.
Hmm.
Uh, and at 4 years old, she doesn't articulate much about that day because she is living in the moment and she has given so much love. And so for us, one of the things that we know about a child is that we know that they're resilient and she is resilient, but we don't know the effects down the line, and no one knows the effects and the trauma and the heartbreak that hostage families are facing as I speak here today is really something that is so much more in the forefront for someone like myself who's a hostage advocate, because while Abigail is safe and Abigail is back, there are, as you said, about 125 hostages, 8 Americans, who have not been released. And we have very, very little sign of life for these people. And they need to be released. It's been for them 232 days in captivity. And as you know, many of them were taken and were injured and were kidnapped and taken and dragged across the border. And as we know from Abigail and the hostages that were released at the end of November, the women and children, they don't have enough food. They're tortured. Women are raped. They're abused. And so for me today, one of the things that I am appreciating this opportunity is to talk about how blessed we are that Abigail is home. When I say home, back with our family, but that there are 125 people from 20 nations, 5 religions, 8 Americans that aren't home.
I understand. I understand. And it's so important to continue to spotlight this. I want to ask you, has Abigail spoken about her time in captivity? Do we know anything about the sort of treatment she received?
Look, she is 4 years old. What I know from her being there is that she was fed very little. She was in the dark. She was silenced. The children, including Abigail, were silenced. They had to laugh. They had to cry. They had to speak without their voice being heard. And they couldn't run around and dance and play, which is what Abigail likes to do. So for Abigail and for these children, what this for them, for their 51, 52, 53 days of captivity, that is what their lives were like. And they were hungry and they came back dirty and they were not treated and they were guarded by men with armed weaponry. So again, we know from Abigail and from these other children, this is what they endured for their time in captivity. And I can only imagine now what these other people, women and men and young children, what they are going through right now after 232 days.
Yeah. And you have said that if the leadership of both Israel or Hamas wanted a hostage deal to go through and the hostages to come home, such a deal would have occurred. Do you think the leadership needs to change in order for this to happen? What message do you have for the Israeli government tonight?
So first, my goal and my speaking to you today is as a hostage advocate. For me, I have one lens. How do we get these people home to their loved ones? And so one of the things that I spoke about and you referenced, which was I was in Doha speaking at a conference, a global security conference on the hostage situation. And for me, and I really believe that this is the truth, which is if two parties are interested and they have an interest in returning the hostages and stopping the fighting, and helping the people who are living in Gaza, then they could make a deal. And at this point, that has to do with the leadership in Israel, with Prime Minister Netanyahu, the Hamas terrorist leadership, Mr. Sinwar. And if the interests of those two parties and of those two leaders is not to do the three things, which is to release the hostages, stop the fighting, and bring humanitarian aid in for the people who are living in Gaza, They don't have an interest. We won't have a deal.
And Liz, can I ask you just a follow up on that? So do you believe that Mr. Netanyahu wants to eliminate Hamas more than he wants these hostages home?
So I can't tell you what he wants, but I can tell you what I see until these hostages are home. That will not be the number one priority. The number one priority for myself and for 125 families is to bring home these hostages. And I will say one thing, which is the priority of the President of the United States, the priority of the Qataris, the Egyptians that have been negotiating. They made a deal that happened back in November, and these hostages were released because at that time, the two parties I spoke of, there was an interest to end the fighting, to bring home the hostages, and to take care of people. That stopped. But we still have this formula, and it needs to happen again. So when you ask me that question, what I am very cognizant of is that the US government, the Qatari leadership, the Egyptians have been working tirelessly to bring another deal. And until Prime Minister Netanyahu and Sinwar decide on behalf of Israel and Hamas, we won't have that deal.
Understood. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.